Hi there traders, this is Chris from Elite Currency with a video on Bitcoin and Ethereum using technical and wave analysis. Alright, this is Bitcoin 4-hour chart and we can see that price is showing strong bearish momentum at this moment, and this is probably wave 3, so we had the fib last time around from this top to this bottom, indicating that potential wave 3, this being perhaps wave 1, 2, 3. That's why we have the fib there. And price stopping twice at the 23.6 fib at around $6,500 resistance, and now price is re-challenging the 59.50 support here and support trendline in bottom of the corrective pattern. So if the price breaks through that, then indeed this is probably confirmed wave 4, and price is down, going down for wave 5 as we expected last time. Let's take a look at a higher time frame, and let's take a look at this template here, and you can see the price is below the 21 EMAs and price is moving away from it. Actually, it's not even close to it. Bearish angle on the 21 EMA as well. So this is a continuation of the downtrend in my view, and we're going to see probably price break through, I would say, or at least challenge, but probably break through this bottom, I would say, at 5,900. The momentum is there and price is in a wave 5, so it could push through that support zone. The next stopping spot, well, it basically could be round levels like 5,000, 5,500. We could put a fib perhaps on this swing from here to here, all right, to indicate where, if this is an A and this is a B and this is all part of a wave C, that for instance, close to 5,000, there's a minus 272 target. Close to 3,000, there is a minus 61.8 target. So those are potential bouncing spots. We, of course, can also use past support or resistance to identify potential turning spots, all right, and that could be, for instance, all indicated by tops and bottoms very simply. Not only the lows and highs, but also look at the closes, all right, but that's work you can easily do by yourself. Just go into the past and take a look at this piece here, and then you'll see some confluence, I guess, between the minus 61 and the minus 272 target. So let's see if the 5,000 area holds if price does make this break. It seems likely at this point, considering the price action that we see here at this moment, and the momentum is down, HMA is clearly down. So if it breaks, let's see how price responds to that support zone around here, already indicated by these trend lines. So whether this is an ABC or whether this is an ABC, that remains a bit unclear. I think it could be in a way, a descending wedge pattern like this, perhaps A, B, C, D, E, no, the other way around, sorry, A, B, C, D, E. In that case, we would expect one more bounce, but that does not seem likely actually at this moment. So it's probably just a simple ABC. Here, ABC, here probably a corrective pattern for WX, and this is probably A, B, and this is all part of C. This probably being a deeper wave 4 within C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if that is correct, there could be one more wave 5 of 5 left within the C, within the bigger end of the correction. Basically, in that case, we'll have a 5 of 5 of C of W, and then perhaps that uptrend could finally start. All right, that's something that we will only know when how price bounces at the 5,500 support area. If it's strong momentum with a clear 5-wave pattern on a 1-hour or 4-hour chart, then a bullish reversal is starting to finally become more likely. All right, but we have to wait for that pattern first of all. Now Ethereum is, now 1 second, regarding downside trades, personally not trading that at the moment, but if you were looking for a breakout, there was a breakout here with this trend line after this pattern break. At this moment, I think the only thing remaining would be a pullback on a lower time frame, for instance. So if there's some flag like this, all right, bear flag, then a break of that bear flag could indicate a breakout towards the 5.5 and 5,000. So that's the only thing I think is a continuation pattern like that on a lower time frame, and a break of that pattern could signal a kind of a swing intra-week trade to the downside. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. This is the weekly chart. And Ethereum is looking even more bearish than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is moving lower, but not that fast. Ethereum is speeding up at this moment. And we saw that happen after the break of this flag. We already indicated that this bear flag is important. If there's a bullish break, that could indicate the continuation of the upside after this momentum. If there's a bearish break, then we'll see a continuation of this momentum to the downside. And we got that break to the downside actually, and we're continuing lower. Also, if you put just trend lines like that, you can see a break of that trend line, and of course the break of that flag as well. So plenty of bearish momentum. Now it is also getting into, of course, closer to some support zones that you might want to put on the chart. Tops and bottoms, candle closes, that could play a role. Lines like this could provide obviously a potential bouncing spot for also Ethereum. But let's see, of course, how price responds to these levels. Let's see how Bitcoin responds to 5,500. That will indicate how much bouncing potential there is really at these support levels, right? So far, the crash pattern here is really going deep, and so far the bearish momentum and bears remain in control. So difficult to say when and if an uptrend will continue and then restart. But for the moment, looking at this particular piece or swing, I should say, it is looking like perhaps a wave 3 even, because it is the part where there's more momentum in it. Now before that, we could argue that perhaps there was a wave 3 here finished with a wave 1, 2, wave 1, 2 like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, or maybe better said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. This being a wave 1, 2, this a 3, and this a 4, and now we go for 5. So basically very bearish at this moment, and whether it's a wave 5 or 3, it remains like it looks like it will continue. And I think for any bullish bounce, we would need an HMA that is back up again on the weekly chart almost, because the momentum is so powerful that I think that we need to have at least a clear weekly bullish candlestick pattern. If you're looking for long-term buys, that's probably at the moment the best play to do. Look for bullish engulfing twins or some bullish candlestick pattern, I would say. Maybe not the HMA up. HMA up on the daily chart would be good though, right? And to have some kind of momentum, 5-wave pattern on 1 hour, 4 hour chart, 3-wave down, and then look for the continuation like this. Otherwise, before that, there's no need to look for any long-term buys at this moment, because the momentum is so low, it's so strong, and going so low. In fact, that if you look at the 4-hour chart, there we go. We're having more actually patterns and continuations. This was a bear flag, this was a bear flag, this was a triangle, and all of them broke to the downside. So since the big bear flag broke, right, there's been 3 other pattern breaks, 1, 2, 3. So very strong continuation at this moment. And that could happen again. There could be another bear flag and another break to the downside. Eventually, I would expect a bigger consolidation zone. Because if this is a wave 1, 2, and this is all part of a wave 3, I would expect kind of a bigger triangle and then one more lower low before we get a potential bigger upside. And this has been something, of course, I've been looking at regularly, is when could a bigger long-term upside start? It hasn't started as yet. All right, so we'll have to see when that finally happens, if ever, right? But for the moment, I think that putting a fib from here to here, waiting for this wave 3 to finish, and that doesn't have to be right now. There could be one more flag and one more push. Then I would put the fib at that new bottom. But eventually this wave 3 will finish. I would expect the triangle pattern to go to the 23, or a flag to go to the 23 or 38.2 fib, price to stop at this spot, turn around, make one more wave 5 before there's any chance, I think, in my view, of a bigger potential bounce. And that bounce will have to have clear 5 waves on the hourly chart or 4-hour chart. I would need to see clear weekly and daily candlestick patterns, and preferably a bullish HMA on the daily chart as well. So, there's a lot of things that have to happen first before I think there's that long-term opportunity, perhaps for a bigger upside. For the moment, crash pattern is continuing, and I think that at least one more lower low is likely, if not multiple lower lows, before the bearish momentum is potentially gone. All right, that's my view for the moment, at least. We'll give an update again soon, probably over the weekend. Take a look what happened in the next few days. More free analysis at elitecurrency.com. Multiple updates per day. Wish you all good trading. Cheers.